Oh my God. Look at her butt. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Pokemon sales data video. I wanted to make this today before the the Tesla stock update video. Most days when I'm at work, I have to do the Pokemon, the Tesla, and the second Earth 2 update videos all at the same time. So it's very hard for me to film, upload. It just takes a lot of time. I didn't actually get home until about 10 o'clock last night. So this is what I do for my fans. So I'm doing this today a little bit out of order. Also, I'm not at the office, so it makes it a little easier. From the Rocket set, we have a Here Comes Team Rocket, first edition PSA 9. That's the holo with Jesse, James, and Meowth, where there's not even a lot of holo on there. There's just the artwork of the trio, the Trinity, if you would, and then just a little bit of holo sporadically around it. Sold for $146. Promos, a couple here. We have 2008 Worlds promo. It's a top 16. PSA 8 sold for $660. And then we had a 2009 Worlds promo. It was a staff stamp, PSA 8 as well, sold for $405. And as far as promos, we have a Black Star Mew, the hollow one, looks really nice, PSA 10, sold for $797. So Mew just absolutely dominates. Love Mew. Holo's great. From Gym Heroes, we had a Rockets Scyther, first edition PSA 9, sold for $228. Oh, God. Fossil, we have a couple here. We have a Kabutops, first edition PSA 9, sold for $178. And a Kabutops first edition PSA 10, sold for $905. That fits between the 5 and the 8 times what the 9 is worth. And a Haunter first edition PSA 9, sold for $173. We have Jungle, we have Eevee first edition PSA 10, sold for $180. Those took a hell of a dip. And Pikachu first edition PSA 10, sold for $345. These are the cards that had sold previously, both of them over $1,000 each. Why they've taken such a haircut is because there's so many of them out there. Not that the demand is the same. It's just the supply went from here all the way up here. So there's a lot more supply than there is demand. I'm getting a zit. That's disgusting. Sorry. So that's why we have that there. Is it a smart time now to buy? I don't know. I mean, we'll see how far they dip. You can't predict the top or the bottom of the market. So that's something where if you want it, now is definitely a good time to get it as far as for your collection because you're getting it at such a huge discount. As far as reinvesting, I think there's other things that you could get to outside of this. Right now, Neo Discovery, we have a Kabutops first edition PSA 9. So this Kabutops is a water type Kabutops, which a lot of the fossil Pokemon from the first generation, like Almanite and Omastar, were rock and water. Praise Helix for all. Drop a praise Helix in the comments for all to see. But the Kabutops as well does know water stuff as well. I think one of his moves is Water Sickle on this card from Neo Discovery. It's a holo. It's really great. I think Kabutops does the second Kabutops holo. I think he deserves one. He's just so cool. PSA 9 sold for $292. Then an Espeon first edition PSA 9. This had previously sold also for over $1,000. So the evolutions, people just love. But this one now, first edition PSA 9, dropped down to $830. So whoever got that, it's really good. There's not too many PSA 10s of Espeon. This is the first appearance of Espeon in a holo form. I think in a form in general. And it's just really cool artwork. It's nice. I think Dark Espeon goes for a little bit more from Neo Destiny. Is that a text message? And then from Neo Genesis, we have two. We have both Lugias. They're both first edition PSA 8s. One sold for $21.75. The other sold for $19.75. I'm going to go over Gym Challenge in a second. Here's a tip. Something that I've gone over in my other video, my Earth 2 video. Something I've mentioned before is that here is something right now that is the Charizard of Generation 2. Lugia is definitely not as popular as Charizard, even though Lugia got his own movie in Pokemon the Movie 2000. Charizard was featured in the first one. Was he featured in the second one? Yeah, he was featured in the movie 2000, and he was featured, actually made a big comeback in Unknown, which is really cool. But so I guess Charizard is 3 for 3, and Lugia is 1 for 3 out of the first 3 movies. But again, he's a legendary Pokemon. So I guess not many people used him as much as Charizard because he's one of those you have to catch at level 40 or level 70. Not one you grow when they're a baby at level 5. But this is something where, and you can't breed them either. You can't breed legendaries. But this is something that I still believe is undervalued. If you have them, hold them. And right now, if you don't have any, but you're like, well, they were up here, now they're down here. I don't want to buy a failing product. I don't want to buy something that was here, now it's down here. Who knows how far down to go? You're absolutely correct. It could these could by all means drop even further. I don't think they will because I think there's so much demand. If I had extra money and I did not have that trophy Kangaskhan to pay, I would be buying all of these 8s and 9s because the 10 is just out of reach. That is 6 figures. That is more than what a lot of people make per calendar year. But for these that the 9s are, they were kind of flirting with the 5 figure number. They're not anymore. They dropped down to like 6, 7 grand. That's something that again is maybe if you have a mortgage and kids, you don't want to spend that much on a card. But if you do, if you have a lot of expendable income, that's something that I think is good. PSA 8s and 7s I think is good because right now in Pokemon we're all very spoiled. Everyone here is used to just first edition PSA 10 first, and I'm the same way. Most of my collection is first edition PSA 10. Even my trophy Kangaskhan, is a PSA 10 Kangaskhan. So this is something that I know 100% that it will go up in the future, and I've seen other people buying. There's someone who shall remain nameless, but has spent $400,000 just in the past couple months buying other people's collections. So this is a buyer's market right now. This is something where if you have the capital, and look, this is it. Obviously, if you know what to buy, if you're spending $1,000 on a first edition PSA 8 Caterpie, that's ludicrous. I think Caterpie's a couple $100s now, first edition PSA 10. But obviously know what to buy, know what to do this. And this is something where you see these monster cards, these, no pun intended, Charizard, Lugia, Blastoise, Venusaur, they're taking a huge dip. Especially base set, and especially first appearances. Oh my god, bet the freaking house on it. Again, that's just what I would do. That's what I was doing for all of these years when I saw all of these cards being really undervalued. I was like, this is dumb. I have to buy all of them. So moving on, Blaine's Charizard, first edition PSA 9, sold for $18.25. That's like the third or fourth one we've seen fall under that $2,000 mark. That's another good buy that I have as well, just because people have spent $4 or $5 on it originally because those first edition PSA 10s were going up for close to $13K. Obviously, they're down now. I think the last two sold below 9 or even 8, I think. And there's one on auction right now with like a day left, and that's only at the $5,000 mark. So that could end up very, very low as well. We have a Koga's Pidgeotto, first edition PSA 10, so for one. These are all first edition PSA 10. Giovanni's Nidoqueen, 128. Giovanni's Pinsir, 103. Brock's Dugtrio, 78. Brock's Primate, 96. And that Koga's Pidgeotto was 108. These are all something that I just thought they're rare. Like they have a little star on the bottom right of the card. So that's something I thought was, even if they're not hollow, I'll go over them if they're rare. At least for Gym Challenge, just because that's my favorite set. Outside of that, I will do a Tesla stock update in a couple of hours, see how that goes, and then I'll see some of you Earth 2 members later on tonight for my video update, and links down below for everything else. Patreon as well. I love my subscribers. Patreon, again, all this data is free. All the professionalism that I exude in my Dragon Ball Z t-shirt, it's really just a lot of knowledge coming from everything. Again, Patreon down below, links to everything else down below. I love you all. Meow.